hand last time. Try to challenge over here as Timotino is looking for that first pick.
You know, Envy's gonna wait for that open ground, having this as their first pick. They want to get warm and get there fast. Egster gonna take the brunt of that blow, but TSM has already been met so early on by these pistols. Just creep up from GMD on that lower health pool. Can win the duel against Ion, and Alvin Boy will follow up quickly. Make this into a 2v3 in an instant.
That was such a huge pick, especially when you're low HP. Extra's also only at 6, and the recon doesn't get too much value for the retake for Envy. So Alvin Boy and Vora do have an advantage now.
Oh, and Vora's found an outside angle before Poppin can start letting Util fly, and Alvin Boy's found the cutoff as well. Envy is the one forced to become impatient, and Exter on that lowly 6 HP has to find an impossible duel. Vora continues finding those angles.
For that B site.
Yeah, a squeeze that you have to give yourself away for, and Exter once again able to just flash off of himself and turn it into Envy's own squeeze. Inspire finds the timing and gets a double kill. Exter the double assist, and the decoy has to be shot by GMD. That's a part of Exter's kit that he hasn't really gotten to shine on until the latter matches of this tournament, and that's been, in my particular opinion, the best part of his kit is that decoy usage. He'll infect the site, keep it contained. Envy once again play patient, play respectful, and Kane, as the smoke fades, will give himself away for the 1-for-1. Vora now down to quite the shred, so Envy try and find excuses to get active, but you're still able to poke at heaven so consistently with a lack of back hall presence that TSM can still play a decent chunk of keep away.
30 seconds left.
Vora and Timo both so low, and the spike's still not planted. Inspire able to get this lurk fully active now that he's checked damn near everywhere else on this map. But Vora looks like he's keen to it. Doesn't win the fight though. And that will likely settle this, as TSM have to kind of flip this on its head in order to gain any more headway in the fight. Timo keen to Inspire swing on that flank, so now you just have one angle to worry about. GMD finds the upstairs, but Exter is quicker to the blow. Did any of the flashing to just go for the flood, and he's right! He's found 7 on the entry. He swings out again and finds a second. He's going insane on this operator before the rest of Envy gets here. Unrecognizable.
You gotta probably save at this point unless you're able to do a hero play, but dude, popping with the operator.
A bit of Envy's defense thus far, keeping it sequential. Inspire finding a second on top of his cage is so efficient with the usage of just like shrouding this entire space. Up to 3 now, just on the field. And Envy, they'll press the narrative a little bit, try and get Inspire in for number 4. Instead, Poppin is just gonna do some Poppin things. I mean, Poppin is just a walking operator at this point. One sight line is locked down. The rest Envy are just going to try and get their tendrils into. 7 on the null command is gone. Hunter's Fury on top of this spike, but they're starting to walk it down, and Vora doesn't have any more bodyguards left. Kanezera has thwarted all of them, and he's on the route to that Sova 2. 3 for the Jet, and 7 cannot do a thing while crawling. It's down to Alvin Boy from the link, and Kanezera clears him too for sport.
Is this going to work? Is Envy going to fall into the same trap? So far, we've made into the site, and they're not really biting for Envy.
Oh, popping off the recon, still holding onto that one shot. And now a flash in just to try and get the reset. Envy just doesn't care. It's all coming up their way. Egster's flash, once again, just nabbing him 2 A's. Egster toying with his cyber cage as the mid-entry is really Kanezera. And that'll deal with Alvin Boy out the gate here. TSM again have to pump up the gas on the A entry, and Poppin is still hanging out here, able to skirt away too before Timo fully blusters through. But again, Envy are already here to meet it, already ready to fight. 7 turning to it, but sandwiched, and the spike is left on truly an island. Timo having to escape this slowly. Tough start. Inspire's able to snag it. TSM have been spotted. Egster hold up in heaven here. This is such a nasty spot. It'll come away with 1 before getting felled. Poppin able to escape as the Cypher ulti will confirm no flankers for Envy's side. Poppin with that Hunter's Fury can get Kanezera upstairs quickly. And Poppin's just gonna get 2 with his ulti anyway. He doesn't even need the help. Oh, but he's gonna get it. Kanezera giving his body to the problem as Timotino has been cornered away and has to fight his way through the pack. It's a 10-2 from Envy, folks.
Rotate across.
This will be early if nothing else. Poppin has been disciplined. Oh, you've been a bad boy, Poppin. Timotino gets away with 2. And Envy's got to fully commit to this B overload, but Kane's is perfectly content with that. High ground quickly, second kill quicker. Alvin Boy locks it down and leaves Ion with the world on his shoulders. It'll no doubt be another TSM pistol round. Perfect way to start up the half, you've got to say.
Envy had probably, what, a flawless four players alive at the end of that round. Now they tried to go for a trap play with a TP with a pop flash, and Nexter was already ready for that, playing anti and getting that pick. And it seems like we have potentially the same story that's going to continue here in the second half.
Yeah, just trying to find a pressure point to interrupt. But instead, yeah, Envy's ahead of all of it. And who else but Kane to be the first man to speak?
Broken, it's hard for you to retake, especially now that you have a Hunter's Fury on the pulse plant outside the A ramp. That might be what helps them win the round, especially now that Poppin even identifies the lurk from GMD.
Hunter's Fury once again out from Poppin on the execute, but TSM has already spread so wide on top of this. Feels like you might want to wait for the spike tap. Instead, TSM can take care of the site and then Poppin, make it nice and clean. We are going to recognize that as a moment to just go for the full-blown fight because they know that their stack is better, but the Mill Command is able to at least stall that. Now comes the unload from Envy. It'll be a full-blown scrap on the site, and Alvin Boy's found the pocket on his cyber cage to crack open a second. Now a third as he spins the books. Vora's got to take his place, and he will make it work against Ion to make it a 3v1 against Inspire that's been found out by this neural theft.
It goes correctly, though.
30 seconds
Yeah, that was a great opening. Couldn't find a head. Attempt number 2, 25 seconds to go, and it's too wide at that point. TSM high ground, so TSM do have a couple more front doors to crack through. GMD, though, able to take care of Inspire very early into this post plant. And so Envy has to re-engage on that flank angle a second time to make sure that that smoker is dealt with, extra meeting it early, and now Poppin feels a lot more comfortable back on this operator. Vora, Hunter's Fury, only one tick, but yeah, Envy's already crunched this too quickly. Vora's got to abandon ship and go for the long game in this 1v2, and Poppin with this backstop on the operator gets Envy to 12. And it's once again barreling towards this B site. No dimensional drift in your way this time. And Timotino is allowed an elbow, but not enough time for Kane's to act upon it, and the rest of TSM is here to police this B site. Ion can at least refrag Vora, who steps a little close to the sun. This mid swing back to the B site where Spike has been abandoned is everything. Inspire will not find the connection. And so TSM can hold on to that tempo. Control when they relent and when they drop the hammer again in this 4v2. Ion daring to TP up, but Alvin Boy so prepared for it. Yeah, you're not going to make it all the way into that smoke this time, but instead it's just Kane using that as an opportunity to get himself just a little bit closer to this objective, to maybe another kill on the board, another slight at their economy. For that is all he can settle for this round.
A for effort for the TP, though. A for effort for the TP. Difficult.
Has to play off of himself twice over. Hunter's Fury for Poppin to escort the entry. Alvin Boy finds one with that shorty on the proxy one way. So it'll be a 4v3 as he's traded out. And that spike that still has to be contested. Drone out on Heaven is quite early, as is the null command on top of it. TSM want to fight proper here and now. 7 extension on the flash drive, instantly popped by Kane. They have so much presence though! And TSM ram it down from Heaven. GMD holding his own as he skirts the corner. And Inspire, another 1v3. No setup, no chances. TSM hit double digits. If not now, then when? Dimensional drift. Popped.
Oh my.
Oh, Vora catches Ion with the Hunter's Fury, and TSM try to go for the scrap here. Exter with the pop out of the Dimensional Drift, catches the 2 early infringers with that judge. Vora, early cutoff, out of bullets though, and so it's a 3v2. Envy's way on the A site. TSM try to meet it early. Kainzera trying to find a head as he's on such low HP. The recon bolt catching out Kainzera's next kill. Timo with a 1v2, and Poppin's got his number. Almost the kill on his own, but down to 50 HP apiece. And Inspire still full, loaded, set up. Timo so much to breach, but he found Poppin. Inspire though,
the lurk.
What does he do? What does he do best?
Attack.
And he gets Envy over the line at the very last moment to take their first map pick of Abyss. This first corner though, and looks like we're gonna be slow walking up to it. No, perfectly swung. And TSM has that first meet. Now it's the blowout from elbow, and Timotino is up and kicking. Exter able to get there early, and he's the only one available after Timotino continues to just blister through. But that Sage now coming into play. 7 able to placate with that slow orb single-handedly and get the spike down for free.
That's the bread and butter, sorry, of TSM on these XX. Having Timatino as the tip of the spear, and when you get into the sites, all that counter utility from the Sage, just not allowing you to flood back into the site. So TSM's in a great position in this post plant.
GMD just barely missed out on. Extra still escapes with his third after finding 7, and now GMD doing his dance against 2. Inspire! How good of a chance does that snowball have of rolling in the heated up sunset? Extra with the first catch on the Outlaw. Rest of Envy tries to crunch on top of the smokes. Inspire actually giving himself away. Low key, 7 just gonna use that as an excuse to run it down. And congratulations, TSM, you've won some free guns. Envy now on the re-entry through the market. It's loud, but it's proud. And with GMD on a slightly lower health pool, Envy can still boast a little bit hardier. Drone in to guarantee no one's close on top of this smoke that GMD has set up for himself. Instead, they're just going to try and pincer as the site fades away. Do they know they're this close? Yeah, this is so smart from 7. Oh, and then GMD kind of ballroom dances around to meet him. Look how they're manipulating this crossfire as Envy rotate to it, but Ion has still found the backstab onto 7. GMD into 1v2, but he's found the paranoia outskirts, and he deals with Poppin as well. Exter, the only ultimate on the table this round. And it seems like TSM is going to negate the use for it by just walking up these steps. Perfect crunch that Ion gets all of the connection on. And now you have 2 ults on the table if you're Envy.
Just missing that full wide swing too, so it became an easy lineup for Ion, sorry, to pick up. So unfortunate. I think again the game plan is trying to go for that mid control to see what would the reaction be for Envy after you break that door. But just very clean shots coming through here from Kane at the top. Gets one through the smoke. Shindy has no choice now but to go for a 1 versus X on a team deathmatch win.
The foot's not spotted! The foot's not spotted, Timo! King Zero takes care of Bora though, and it's Timo that dry fires the ultimate, but still finds the duelist for duelist ditto. Ultimately, Timotino does come out of the round with 2 kills and presence for TSM, so you can't complain too heavily, but Hoffman still with this ultimate, Inspire and Orb away from 1, and V can get a reset. They have plenty of time to do so.
Even the slow orbs too is going to slow things down even more. Now you're forcing to make some noise. That's all going to be heard by TSM here.
Yeah, they'll be keen to both of these presences, and Inspire burning away that wall is instantly punished. Timo pops out to get the first angle. Poppin though, only good for 1. Trying to go for that backstab. He's still gonna outrun them because he's on Neon. On that Bucky though, he doesn't get a clean first shot. Bora has to take 2 to go down, but Kane is still unloaded and unfettered. TSM have no proper response to this Neon as he blisters his way onto the site, and he might just be all Envy has and needs this round. GMD stands alone in the 1v2, 1v1. Kane saves it!
For TSM.
Envy try to re-up again on top of a paranoia thrown by Ion, but they just dip into the kitty harder. Timotino comes up with 2 now, and the sequencing has to remain as the health pool starts to wane for TSM on their entryways. Poppin doing a decent amount of spraying, now with the Hunter's Fury available on top of the spike plant, and the Neural Theft 2, TSM might be met early on, but Vora takes care of Poppin as he tries to circumvent. Inspire to showstopper, not to the face, maybe to the feet. No, the Parry Orb trying to let him a free channel, and it will get him there eventually. So it's Kane Zera that's got to act on the site. Slow Orb is going to hold him back, but a quick...
Spike planted.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, Timo. No way. How long does he... Come on now.
No.
No! Vora's on the other side of it! No matter how that went, it would have been silly, but a shame that Kane isn't able to come up with anything out of that. It's got to be Ion and Exter who circle the boat. The market presence has already been figured out. So is that backstab from the Boba. Vora has already been crunched, and this setup has to remain liable.
Cage trigger.
Nothing met yet. Now it'll be the dump onto Inspire. Front line is good. Alvin Boy gets the lurk on mid-top. Poppin still stuck in this corner. He's dealt with eventually, and same with Inspire, who pulled himself up as long as he could, but still not able to come up with anything, unfortunately. Retake on the drop smoke. Yeah, GMD just waiting to see if anybody pokes out a foot mistakenly here. Just begging for these little crucial mistakes. Keeping things surgical for TSM. Exter triple flashing in on top of his decoy. What a guessing game you have to play, and it gets Exter twice over in. Timo will unload the util bank just to get the rest of TSM a little farther forward on the steps. And again, we don't commit to the plant because Extra's on the other side with his dimensional drift. You have too much presence that you're worried about in the meantime. Losing that presence now as Vora sticks the plant. Now the boy prepare for Extra's exit from the ultimate. TSM comes up full on this kill feed.
Man, You can see how good they look and how experienced they are to play against this Exter Yoru dimensional drift now. And Alvin Boy even separating the space and open up the gap. Understanding that you're coming out of the ult, you're still far away from me.
Prod with the solos that they've been able to get away with this often. It's pretty crucial. Kane's era comes up basically completely empty. I mean, not a shot landed onto Alvin Boy that time around. That is a really tough break. But again, Envy just amp up the gas. And with a Paranoia sent in to show for Exter down to the tiles, he will come away with 7 before getting out scot-free. But of course he doesn't actually get out. He's not sticking that TP. He's sticking around and comes up with 3 total. Now it's Inspire's turn to play close, and TSM is surely prepped. No!
The players.
Great body block setup with the decoy by Exter to get some early damage, but TSM, they'll just take the better crowd fight for themselves and deal with Poppin. So Envy have to low-key flip the map a little bit, and Vora is able to get out of there as well.
Even the shock dart did damage. That's Ion down at 33.
Inspire has been able to meet 7 here in T. Individual 1v1s here as Timo is going to be able to guard the spike against the 2 stack. Does mean 1. Alvin Boy wins his. GMD wins his as well. And Exter's barely able to TP away with this spike, but he's already met by Alvin Boy. To fight, you know that it's a good time for the order to enter, but it's still that time for the clone. And then it simultaneously will still get that flash that is necessary. Just such good usage of what was, for such a long time, practically trivial utility.
And that's the study from Poppin. Kane was mentioned during the interview. During these moments, Poppin is always in a practice room, VOD reviewing, trying to figure out where he could find gaps and allow Envy to get some good value here in these rounds. Alvin Boy has to come up with at least 1. Gets 0.
Jump from Exter. Envy's B-hopping their way through B site. And that Rabbit's Foot's going to keep him active and stable in the 5v3 despite the once again shoddy health pool. Kane's era just giving his bones and muscles to every push. Swear he comes away like a tattered cloth every time it comes down to the post plant. And that'll reign true on the crunches in Boba and Market. Timo with the blast pack just to try to placate against this cage, but it's so hard to do when Envy has all of this space set up. 7 with the barrier gets him a quick visage to make it a 1v1.
And on the execution on B. So you're hoping your anchors to come up strong, and they are.
What? Inspire! He's allowed everything now! That's a bit of a crucial whiff from 7, can't lie. Good collapse on top of the neural theft. Bad shots to try to revenge kill after Timotino falls. And the cage placement by Inspire. A microcosm given to Kane and Exter to light the rest of the playing field up.
All right, the game for Envy.
Bora with that Hunter's Fury from a distance, and all the meanwhile, Inspire ready. The double swing still catches 1 on the way down, but 7 is prepped and has the res. So the stack will come from the courtyard. Meanwhile, though, Exter quick to run to this. He's gonna give away the steps and almost wins the fight against Timo. Oh, lock the hell in, buddy. You better for the rest of TSM's sake. Popping the wall bang onto Timo as the neural theft procs. And TSM have to just blunderbuss their way through this site. Poppin runs out of bullets for the final kill. And Ion in the 1v3 post-TP already been found out and gets shredded. Contained. It's a clash on top mid. Everybody's hungry for it. First fast lane we've seen to enter in a while. And Alvin Boy polices. Now the cross-section set up by TSM on the cage. And the double swing trades through. 2 left for Envy. Now 1. As it's just Ion again in the 1v3. The fake TP to try and get the first freebie, but TSM have the stack and 4 rounds of game point.
Stash. Or thinking something Sideshow Man, something like that. What is the chat in Sideshow's watch party?
Well, we've got at least 1 more round. As Envy has been able to, pull this site like saltwater taffy. Instantly able to just negotiate that lean. After the early mid presence. I mean, Kane making such a bloody amount of noise that Bear is all the more pissed on the other side. TSM have the stack and the op into free zones. Exter gives himself away. 3v5 for Envy's margin. Poppin blows through. Kane's era exit from the smoke. It's a complete bluster on Boba. Kane's era comes up with it all. And Envy flipped around on its head in an instant. GMD, so much to course back through, and Kane has the operator now. Extra space, but the recon dart is going to guarantee that position. Begs forward the overdrive, and Kane's era only good for 1 that time. The crowd meets him, and 7's res available to make this a 5v3. Do they have enough? That shock dart done so much damage, and Ion and Poppin spray into the fray. Alvin Boy Back from the back hole. Could be the linchpin to restabilize for TSM. Vora finds the bullet tracing on Ion spray through the smoke. And it's a 2v1 that Inspire has to save post-ultimate. But he finds Vora dancing through the smoke. Alvin Boy's held the spike to half. The ulti on top. Inspire met by Alvin Boy. And it's 13-11 the other way on TSM's own pick. We're tied up at 1.
Of Inspire.
There's a reason TSM decided to start off with this attack. They want to overwhelm the team that lives to overwhelm. Extra stuck up in the showers. The TP's out before getting punished. And Ion with the crunch. What a marvelous trap setup in the bathroom that lets it just be down on Timatino on the entry. Has picked that spike back up, but the position is beyond obvious, and Envy lay waste on the pistol. All of this other stupid stuff that Alvin Boy just kind of has to let go. But TSM is in by any way, shape, or form, and Timatino has been able to scope out the majority of this front line. It's just that Lamb's presence, funnily enough, on the bonus round that Envy is going to use to completely take over. A complete reversal of the pistol, and Inspire is God-touched this round. 3 freebies before Vora silences him, and is forced to use this Nightfall in the 2v1 to save face. And yet Poppin just continues running it down until all is said and done. So that it actually gets connection and isn't just something in your way that needs to be burned. And there you go. That's proc. Inspire gets a kill onto Alvin Boy and can now get even closer to the issue. Kane Zera does get cut short by GMD as Lambs has been found out, but yeah, there's no time to plant the spike. Envy can just stay away from the holes, and TSM is forced to relent. Sees that as the go button to let that Virgin Pats fly. That does catch Kane. Oh, but he's not seen! He's not checked! Everybody from Envy forgiven and given free passage. Are we flawless this round, chat? Are you kidding me?
Unfortunately, not well seen.
Well, Ion tucked out early by just running it down on the pit, and that's a good first door stop dealt with. Is this the round where Envy gets too braggadocious and lets flow their game plan? Kane Zera haven't used the not dead yet to try to keep this fight contentious. We'll use it to open up Eggster from the backstab in the corner. Kane Zera back up and kicking, and we'll just run it down one more time. Kane Zera does not let that second life go to waste.
Starting to see it's under the trip. The Prowler went under it.
And Inspire above the boxes finds 7, susses out the clone. He knows Yoru all too well. And in the meanwhile, that Ditto will also be able to find one of the Lone Rangers in the hookah as well. Before a complete recommitment for Envy. The TP away, Poppin already making his way down sand. Envy live to own this map now. They so quickly encroach and make it impossible for you to even have another decision. Choice paralysis plaguing TSM's attack side that they chose to start on, that they had been seemingly workshopping all this time, and yet it seems that the weakness in the map pool still persists unless TSM has one hell of a defensive half of their own.
That's all we hope, probably, yeah. But if not, I just love how Envy's playing this map so far. Just how good the reads are from Inspire to place the trips at the right places for these early rounds, instantly punishing this hookah control that TSM was trying to take, not even allowing Vora to save his weapon onto the next round.
You have Eggster held close, and Poppin still able to burn that decoy, so Eggster has the free lineup. He's only good for 1, though. Alvin Boy on the way back down hookah, so Ion is found out before the Convergent Pass activates, and TSM should have all the mobility they need. Timatino rushes down the site and grabs 2 on the lineup, and TSM have found the foothold at the 11th hour. The exec is so cooked. You can see it from a mile away.
Face your fear.
Nightfall on the execution. 7 will walk up. Pop with the collab through Garden! And it's already over in one fell swoop. GMD meets chaos.
Coming in half from even TSM on the second map that ended 13-11. This time, though, it's TSM. They're showing a little bit of face. They're getting some kills towards the short A side, forcing Envy to rush into B, where it's currently being played soft site for TSM. It's definitely a hard site to retake on this map of Bind, but at least you're playing a 5 versus 3, and you're looking to reflood.
Eggster gonna poke his head out, try and get some free damage, and from there, seems like that's what the rest of Envy will try and do too. Just get away with as much as you can, and Kane Zera actually able to float away with a double for letting that overhealth pop up. Vora is just gonna b-hop the rest of his way through to get it done here and now, but That just means Timo gets another free op shot. Vora ducking into the cubby. Does Envy try and exact onto this? No, Timo is still policing, and TSM have met the crowd here. The bonus round comes flying out of Envy's hands, and TSM already proved that their defense can be just as boisterous, if not more so than Envy's. Kainzera stands alone against a wide open audience that surely eventually finds him, right? If not the three in front, surely the one behind. Timo is up to 3.
Oh, yeah. So even shorter, so they're already both down. Here's the cell coming out from the ult of the Wailing.
Yeah, double TP from TSM, and it's instantly met. Holy! Nobody from TSM finding their shots. What is this? Kane, even on the ultimate, is able to keep kicking for a hot minute. 7 all of a sudden by himself. The Seekers to fully contest Timotino and open up the A site. Envy has to use a lot, but it's what works. GMD hold up in Kainzera's smoke, and he sprays through down for 2 before Envy can counteract. Still though, Envy do have that front line of the site, and TSM choose to try and get close first. Timo, a missed window with the up, and Exter turns to Vora. The recovery from Envy is insane. Trapwire on the lamps destroyed. Egster mid-ultimate. Inspire finding 7 in the meantime. Alvin Boy having to avoid this Yoru ulti and then dip into the fray, but already making all the noise and getting hit by that gate crash. He is completely circled.
Across the board, they're looking for a trap play. They're looking for aggression through the smoke, and they get it through the smoke.
Massive haunt found early by Vora, but that doesn't mean you get anything for the rest of this push. That doesn't matter though, really. It's Envy. They're gonna make it known. GMD catching Poppin's jump. Inspire and Kane though, able to find their frontline frags. Next checkpoint set up, and it's 7 in the cubby, who can now let that decoy and TP fly to reposition and continue to stall out this B site.
And that's a very good move by him. After these 2 picks, forces a bit of util to fall back so he could ult into the retake. But that's how you play it. Just rush through as soon as you hear the Euro, push through the smoke, get the pick, and it's only Timotino left.
How did they meet that crowd so well? Inspire just jumping right in front. And now Timo has to use everything just to get on the site and figure out the lineups. But as the smoke fades, the crowd conquers, and Envy have another dominant bind performance. They are 1 map away from a spot in VCT. The nades to sequence the initial push. Smoke to stop the next part of it. Inspire unchecked on the logs, gets away with 2. TSM, the rest of the pack fight has to be real, and they will hold it down. 7 already, without that healing orb, had to use it on himself to get him back up to an equal bit compared to the rest of TSM, so it's almost a full-fledged 3v2, but Poppin fearless in the rest of these channels, knowing TSM had to be so committal to getting on side, especially with this barrier orb on the back hall. He'll quickly deal with that as Ion breaks his way through. And Envy make their climb. Ion, good for the opener. Down the steps they trollops. Double crunch on the swing. It is gorgeous by Ion. 3 for the kid. TSM do a great job of avoiding a lot of that raw damage, and now the barrier orb can actually escort them onto the site. Still, though, they are pinged out. And it makes it a little harder to actually worry about the site itself. Still, frontline fights deal with the boathouse presence, and now Vora is able to play the back corner. Just set up these extra checkpoints, and you're solid. But Ion's managed to make his way in, and now he's got that rifle. Down goes Alvin. Does Envy steal away the bonus? Another clutch by Ion. No. GMD. Smoke dropped onto Egster, finds the op shot, but whiffs it. Kane entering with the saturate. It's got to be here or now, and the saturate finds both, but Vora can restabilize, and TSM has managed to set up shop on the site. Poppin's here though. Timo warps that spacing however he needs to. The updraft with the shorty. Sure, buddy. However you see fit. 2v3 on the retake as Exter is still holding close to this operator, and Inspire has actually kind of legged it over this barrier orb to make his way to tree a little bit early. Exter coming away with the frag onto Timo, and Vora has had to pocket himself on top of this door now that the spray onto the tree has been given, but it'll be the double peek from that tree door. So Vora having the close angle, the turret's not going to catch him, and Alvin Boy a long ways, ready to catch the first dry contact. This operator still dangerous, and Vora not checking! Turns back to heaven and opens the stage for Envy yet again. Extra the peak, Inspire the finish. So much damage done by him without consequence. Ion, presence in hell is found and not cared about. Ion! It's 3 for him again. The Wonderkin sets the stage. 7 forced to op on site. Not much time to be able to work with, and now the convergent paths to finalize. Kane gives open season to Inspire as he grabs his own rifle The lockdown fully bursting away. Alvin Boy has to come up short. For one, he is good. Has to track down Inspire with 15 seconds to go, and the spike completely left. So many universes in which this is so cooked. The sightline is met. Alvin Boy wins it!
Result. So already you're trying to push Inspire away from this B main line. Don't have a drone to work with. Nexter somehow gets value here on this catwalk. That's gonna force the rush into B, and yeah, Bora solo now.
It's so easy for them, dude.
From the defensive side of Inspire, but unfortunately, the timing is always better, as you can just see right now from Kane Zero.
Does take a decent chunk of health, but he doesn't care. He goes out for round 2 and comes up with Tim. The confidence, the moments that Envy can find it, especially against pistols like this, where you just feel nigh on invincible. Envy has the streak started, has the momentum they need on this defensive half. They just gotta keep picking it up. Just gotta keep punishing TSM when they try to meet the threat.
Nice shot too.
For it. TP into the boathouse, so you have the double stack. That's got to be red, though. Yeah, GMD ready for the swing, and they know one more is here. Extra still blinds off of himself and is good for the 1. But TSM able to recoup this into a 1v2. Inspire with the attempted save. GMD already given out with the boathouse angle. Drone allows Vora to reposition, and this drop smoke from GMD in the boathouse. No more util to hold it down, just that smoke in, and Vora's just got it watched.
I don't think he's in the best spots to be able to leverage the Hunter's Fury, so he'll have to use his gun.
Yeah, it'll have to be the gunplay. No wall boost either that Inspire was looking to meet on the approach. It's all through all through B main. But Inspire has to back the boathouse and finds 3! What a last flick! And he'll find the final one as well. This means that he's getting caught a little more often. He's still serving his purpose as the guy to get inside the pool. But TSM pack up and show out. They'll grab their second kill of the round and make sure that they have a decent amount of space to kind of work with from here.
Doing an instant drone now into the B main side, trying to throw this hit onto B. With their walk contact into the A side with the turrets there, this could all be stalled by Inspire with the lockdown, while you still have the TP from Exter to already come up and meet up and save and support his teammate.
Bomb grenade out.
Once again, how much does Inspire do on his own? Just walks down the Jenny. Solo dolos it for the time being, and then the Heaven Presence is known. The slow orb a little perfect, though, from 7.
Hit both players, though, that can do some damage are inside that site for Ion and Kane.
They've already been able to fully clear this out, and the read onto where GMD is TP'd. All the meanwhile, Ion is holding court on site.
Academy team, Hubert's Academy. And he's been put up numbers too.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Timo! Take us out to dinner first, bro! That lockdown is no more. They do go for it now. 2v5 on the reapproach. 7 has the res, and Poppin trying to play with this barrier orb. Yeah, let's just have a jungle gym round after something like that. Whoo, mama. All right, well, TSM still here to play. That's for bloody sure. Ion can at least shut that jet down, but it will be 7-5 that we play from, Vans. That is a guarantee.
Sure? A plat shot guarantee?
Don't talk to me, man. Don't talk.
It's still Ion that's alive, but no, I agree with you. There's still the Hunter's Fury that's available. We're running out. We finally have the information. Ion's playing for stats at this point, and definitely will have the 7-5 scoreline.
Team has, otherwise it's just blindly firing, and the smokes that are set up early on here do give Envy a lot of room and time to work with. As Kane continues to blue ball TSM, circling from the backside, and he'll kill the one who tries to approach it. They've got to make their way on, and they just don't have the time or players to do it. Voro the only one standing against the crowd, and he barely makes any headway. Kane already recalled, already crunched. Paranoia won't catch him, but the flash will, and Envy is fully in. Now, they've met them in wine, though, and Timo comes away with 3, swinging out, still kicking it on the cloud burst. He gets a reset, but Ion and Poppin can stop that. Turn it back into a 2v2 entering the site, and that is massive for Envy already. Holding on to these rifles and grabbing some of their own. They potentially flip this round here and now. Could completely shatter this match. Early entry from Alvin Boy, pops out from the smoke, sprays through the Jenny, does a hell of a lot of damage to Poppin, and Alvin Boy finishes it. Now the swing from on high, Ion turns into a 1v1 and finalizes!
separate out of Team Matino as soon as possible. But man, was that entry aggressive for Envy.
Oh,
we continue to jump through to get that kill.
Jumping into his own smoke. Ion is here to have fun at this point.
Sandwich TSM this round.
Yeah, Ion can't be as easily punished this time. The Hunter's Fury from Pop inside as well.
Oh
and it's
my.
a total flood onto the A site. How do you even expect to match something to that? Timo and Seven at least get their frags, and Seven still kicking with the help of this door frame. But he is so crunched and so dead. Envy already rise up to the occasion. Ion once again frontlining and once again dominating. Alvin and Seven are packed, watched, littered, not killed yet. Envy reset, and that's allowed time for Vora to get back to the market. Kane on the mid pick. A big fight here that Vora wins. And now they can reallocate to the front lines. But Exter still made his way around the site, and Ion still good on this front line. He can distract, he can smoke, he can let this second stepper come forward from Exter and go for the full-blown crunch in the 3v2. Are you feeling inspired? Alvin's watching. Alvin's not waiting. A 3v1. Vora against the world. The first of what would be many times. And he can't even hold a candle. It's done. Retire. Enter the game for the very first time. It doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter how they do it. Envy do it because they can.